Hello, I'm Jesse White, Illinois Secretary of State.
This is Danielle Mitchell with Average Black Girl.
Hey, this is Don from Our Voice.
This is Jeff Badu from Badu Tax Services.
My name is Agwedima.
My name is Olivier Kamanzi.
This is Chateau.
My name is Eme Adibe.
And you're listening to Progressive Mind.
Progressive Mind.
Progressive Minds with your host, Alinko, on WGHC 98.3.
It's every Tuesday night from 7 to 9 p.m. on WGHC 98.3 FM.
This is Sana, host of Progressive Minds. You can also call me Alinko. Join me every Tuesday between 7 to 9 p.m. Central Time. We'll be coming your way with topical issues that pertain to our community, issues that relate to you and I. Join the #1 community building show in the entire world as we seek to uplift our community. If you're outside the range, just download the TuneIn app on Google Play Store and search for WGHC. If you're an Apple user, just go to your App Store and download WGHC app. You can also ring 563-999-3221 to listen to us live. Search for Progressive Minds on Facebook, like the page, and turn on your notification. You can also catch us on YouTube by searching for Progressive Minds. Progressive Minds, to whom much is given, much is required.
Thy rod and staff, they are with me, they surely comfort me.
My table, Lord, has furnished in the presence of my foes. My head, oh, half anointed with oil, my cup it overflows.
Goodness and mercy all my life shall surely follow me. And in just house forevermore, my dwelling place must be.
Goodness and mercy all my life.
Man, difference aside, why can't we just come together? See some tribal wars and fight. Who knows better us do better? A source of collective insight may not be exposed to education, but surely know from right. Africans with African pride, fighting to attain our rights. Want no more shedding of blood for this nation to move forward. Africans with African pride, fighting to attain our rights. Want no more shedding of blood for this nation to move forward. Say, hey, we need a motivation, teach I to be self-sufficient. Don't want to depend on no one for attainment of my brain. Oh, these words are my calling. Children crying white squad tears. Hunger rampant, harvest plenty. Ooh, oh, Africans with African pride, fighting to attain our rights. Want no more shedding of blood for any nation to move forward. Africans with African pride.
Hello, people of the world. Welcome to the Progressive Mind Show here at WGHC 98.3 FM. Your voice, your music, your station. You're listening to the Progressive Mind Show with your host, Alinko. Today, we're going to be talking to the Chicago Afro Millennials, specifically the Chicago Black Millennials and GPNA. This, of course, do not represent the entire millennials or the Afrocentric millennials in the city of Chicago, but they do definitely represent a very important section of it. In the course of the year or time, we definitely want to be able to cover the spectrum of our society that includes these young millennials that are in the Afrocentric community. And so stay tuned to WGHC and watch out for Progressive Minds. More of this is going to be coming your way. But tonight, we will focus on these two special groups, the Chicago Black Millennials, special unique group, and then GPNA. If you tune into WGHC here, if you are on the northwest side of Chicago, dial 98.3 FM. And for folks that are outside the range, you want to download the TuneIn app for Android users and search for WGHC. If you're an iPhone user, download WGHC from the App Store. Alternatively, you can listen to us on our website, WGHC FM. Also, you can ring 563-999-3221 to listen to us live. Please stay with us. We will go to the Captain Mike section, and then right after that, we'll be coming back to our wonderful guest here in the studios of WGAC. Looks like we have Captain Mike already on the mic. Hello, Captain Mike. Hello, Captain Mike. Are you still with us?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Please go ahead.
Okay, yeah. Going to start tonight with the weather. Tonight's going to be mostly cloudy skies. Low is going to be in the upper 50s. Tomorrow, a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms in the morning. A little bit breezy tomorrow. Gusts up 35 miles an hour, but it's going to be really warm, back into the 80s. And Wednesday night, showers and thunderstorms likely, and lows down into... looks like the mid-50s. Going to be a little cooler. We're going to have some real contrast. Thursday, mostly sunny, highs in the 60s. A little bit breezy. Thursday night's going to get down to the 50s. Friday night, we have a small chance of thunderstorms and some showers around 70 degrees, lows in the 60s. Saturday, we got showers and thunderstorms likely and high in the 70s. And that continues on to Sunday, where we're going to have pretty much the same thing, a chance of showers and thunderstorms with a high in the 70s and lows in the 60s. Last week we touched on, 2 weeks ago we touched on what not to do to get good sleep, but now we're going to touch on a few tips to make sure you can get good sleep. According to Healthline.com, increasing bright light exposure during the day, meaning sunlight, or if during the winter, as you know, we're going to have less sunlight, bright light bulbs and exposure can help improve sleep by up to 83%. So make sure you keep those circadian rhythms in step here. Get the bright light exposure and reduce bright light exposure in the evening, especially those blue lights like those cell phones and your tablets. Don't consume a lot of caffeine near your bedtime. Reduce long, irregular naps, but also if you take supplements that have melatonin, that can increase sleep. About 20% studies show. And make sure there are also other supplements you can take that will help sleep, such as lavender or ginkgo biloba or glycine. And valerian root has also shown that it can increase better sleep during the day. Night times. Optimize your bedroom environment. Studies have shown around 70 degrees Fahrenheit is a good temperature for most people. So experiment with that. See what your best temperature is and try to make sure it stays consistent. Clear your mind and try to relax during the evening. A warm bath right before or a hot shower right before, about 90 minutes before your bedtime has shown to increase lessen difficulties getting to sleep. So make sure you also have a comfortable bed, mattress, and pillow. And experts say every 5 to 8 years you want to get a new bed and pillow and mattress. And also, last but not least, make sure you exercise during the day. Not close to your bedtime, but people who exercise during the day fall asleep 55% quicker than those who do not. So make sure you use these tips to get some good sleep, because sleep is very important to exercise, health, and brain function. That's it for tonight, and back to you, Alinko.
Hey, thank you so much, Captain Mike. Let me ask you before you go. So you're a pilot. What would be your dream plane to fly? I know you've flown the Boeings. What I'm trying to get to is it one of your dreams to fly the biggest airplane, which is the Airbus 380?
Right now I fly his little brother, the Airbus 320. It would be really nice to fly a larger aircraft such as, like you mentioned, the 380, because the pay rates are much higher. So you get paid a lot more per hour flying larger aircraft. So, yeah, if a slot opens up, let me know as soon as possible. I'll go fly it.
Okay, you would not envy, but I am glad to announce to you that before you start earning that kind of money, one of our own is a Ghanaian. His name is Solomon Nana Quino. He happens to be the first Ghanaian or the first African to be flying the Air 380 and he flew that from United Arab Emirates to Accra today.
Oh, okay.
Well,
that's a long flight.
Yeah, so I may have to connect you. Who knows? That might be your next job.
Oh, definitely. Well, talk to the guys at United. Maybe we can buy a few. Our largest aircraft is a 777, so I look forward to that.
All right, Captain Mike, thank you so much for always giving us up-to-date information on sports, health, and fitness. Hopefully we will see you. I mean, of course, hopefully we'll see you in the studios, but we'll definitely hear from you next week.
All right, definitely.
All right. Thank you so much. Wonderful. Have a wonderful evening.
All right, look forward to the rest of the show.
Absolutely. All right, that was Captain Mike with the health, fitness, and sports update. It's 11 minutes past 7 p.m. here in Chicago. It is the 2nd of October. There will not be another 2nd of October 2018. So make sure you pay attention to this and make sure you make good use of the rest of your life today. And, of course, what we're going to be talking about this evening. Please bear with us that once the show kicks off, we do not want to open the phone lines right away. Later on, about 45 minutes into the show, say close to 8 p.m. or around 8 p.m. for sure, we'll open the phone lines. And it's 773-942-7167. But please do not call now close to 8 p.m. You can ring in and share your idea after we've listened to these wonderful people here. Also want to keep reminding our listeners that we are a community-based radio station. And if you have been following us, if you have been one of our ardent followers, you realize that for the past days, if you were listening via the internet, we've had a little bit of glitch because of some technical difficulties we have been enduring here, and that's why we asking you all to please help us to thrive. We are a community-based radio station. We thrive on your participation and your commitment and donations to us. We are also a 501c3, so whatever you give us is tax deductible. You are not only helping WGAC to improve on our equipment and our programming, but you will also get it back at the end of the day. So please visit our website, wghcfm.org, to make this monthly contribution. You can also send us an email at 98.3fm wgac@gmail.com. Okay, so we would typically take a break and come to and then continue before we go into the program itself. I would have to be the host and the producer today, so please bear with me. And as a result of that, we won't take a break. We'll go straight to these wonderful people here in the person of, I'll start from my extreme, right? Cameron Jackson. Cameron Jackson is you are a co-founder of Chicago Black Millenials. Yep. Excellent. And then next to him is Tia Love. Tia Love is also Tia Love is a co-founder as well of Chicago Black Millenials.
Yes.
And then next to Tia Love is Davidson Kwame Ziga, our own Davidson Kwame Ziga, who is also the president of GPNA, which is Ghana Professionals North America. Lady and gentlemen, you're welcome to the Progressive Mind Show and to WGHC.
Thanks for having us.
So much.
Excellent. So let me let's do, before we do the icebreaker. So I know you're founded the Chicago Black Millenials. Before we go into that, what else do you do in your spare time? Okay, yeah, ladies first.
Hey everyone. Well, for me, I have been busy with my company. Mm-hmm. It's Eclectic, EKLECTIC.co. I just finished the website actually last night. And I'm actually wearing one of my custom lipsticks today. But I've been really busy with that. My nights have been consistent. Once I get off work as a beauty consultant, I'm 8:30 to 12 o'clock speaking with people in China. So it's just a lot of manufacturing that's going on with that. And I'm just consistently trying to keep up with the Joneses, as in going out. But I can't do that. I'm trying to run a business as well. But it's that's only been my focus, is running my business and getting that off the ground and launching in Black Friday. So that's the big date.
All right. Cameron.
All right. And so I help out work Tia Lax when it comes to the going out part. I'm pretty social out here.
Yes, he is.
In my spare time, I guess looking at the stock market, stuff like that, just staying active, meeting friends, stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay. You do the bar sometime every now and then.
Every now and then.
Every now and then. Are you guys sports people? You like sports? Play them?
Yeah. We're probably gonna watch the Cubs game after this or something.
Yeah.
Do you
my
play
guys
any?
got me into it.
Tennis. It's been a while.
Tia, you play?
I used to. I like to play flag football. But my guy likes to tease me about me being a wide receiver. But I'm pretty good, though.
I see.
You know?
I
got these hands.
Well, you mentioned something about... Interesting you talked about beauty, that you were into beauty, because last week we spoke about black beauty.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You should have had me on the show,
I
man.
know, Tia. I've been trying to look for you all over the place.
I know. I'm glad we're here today.
Yeah,
though.
we'll go into a little bit of that. Okay, after David, you are not any new person to this station and to this organization. Of course, the Ghanaian community. I know you are an avid soccer player. I mean, you love it. Apart from soccer, what else do you do? And apart from being the president of the GPNA, what else?
I think a lot of people will say I am one of the busiest guy in Chicago or in Illinois. But I keep telling them that I'm not busy for your business. So if anybody have any questions about real estate, real estate investment, that is what I do. I work with Century 21 for a couple of years, Care Realty for a couple of years. Now I launched my own brokerage firm, which is called Green Save Real Estate and Consult. We also specialize in energy efficient home. So that is what I do. But I'm not too busy for anybody's business. So we have business straight out there.
That's right.
Well, very interesting. And thank you all for, again, giving us a little background into who you are and what you do. Very interesting. But I said we're going to do an icebreaker. Last week, 2 weeks ago up until last week, I mean, what has taken waves of what has taken toll of the news wave, right? Am I using the right phrase? But I guess you understand what I'm trying to say. What has been dominant in mainstream media and elsewhere is the Brett Kavanaugh's issue. So this is not a political platform necessarily, so we'll now go into the politics. What is interesting, what I want us to probably look at is, as young leaders in our community, you lead a very vibrant group. I mean, both of you all lead a very vibrant group full of, great minds and thinkers. In between that are folks who are trying to learn from some of you who have already made it. And in the high schools and in our communities are young ones who are watching. Some may be confused. I have my lesson already from what has been going on with the Brett Kavanaugh's issue. If you don't know who Brett Kavanaugh is and you're listening, he's a guy who's applying for the job of the Supreme Court. Okay, so he wants to be a Chief Justice in this country. Basically, that's what it is. Cameron, I know that the issue is deep, FBI and all that's involved in, but what would be your takeaway so far? What would be the salient lesson that you say you have learned so far from all that is going on?
For me, I'd say it's analogous to like what it means when you don't have representation at the table.
Okay.
There's this woman here, and she's talking to 20 white men about what happened in her situation, and they have trouble identifying with her. They're much more likely to identify with Brett Kavanaugh, it seems, from the Republican perspective. And so because of that, it really reinforces why we need to have our own voices at the table when it comes to policy, when it comes to law, when it comes to justice.
Okay. All right. Tia, did you want to comment on this or you want to take a pass?
No, I'm going to take a pass on this one.
All right. Davidson, did you want to comment on this?
Yes.
What will be your salient lesson from all this so far?
I think I agree with my brother on that aspect, trying to, listen to the women and hearing their voice and their concern. But also, I think it's very crucial for us, the young generation, to watch what we do today. We have to watch what we do today, because no matter what, it will come back to haunt us. So let us, make sure we do our best to be good citizens of the community. We shouldn't say that we are young today, so we can do whatever it is. That can haunt us in the future. So that is my biggest take.
Davidson, I don't know if it's because both of us are Ghanaians, so you were thinking exactly what I've been thinking about all this. I mean, from when I listened to the testimony from both parties, from Dr. Blaze Ford and then Brett Kavanaugh himself. And after I listened and all the drama ensued, I'm like, if you're a young guy, 14, 15, whatever, in this country or elsewhere, the fact that you are young and you are free and nobody can touch you and you feel like a Superman does not mean that you can go about fooling yourself or acting crazy and thinking that there will be no consequences. Of course, you may get away with every foolishness, but one day, when you are vying to become a president, to become a CEO, just one day, when you want to become the next superstar in music or in sports, something that you did innocuously when you were 13, 14 can come back and bite you so hard. So let's be mindful, let's be mindful of our actions, especially towards women and children, because these are angels that God has given us.
Exactly.
And so if you're a young man there, be very, very careful how you handle people, how you handle yourself. Most importantly, I say again, to women and children, be very careful. Always make sure you do good to people. Be mindful of your actions, man. Be mindful of your actions. More so if you are from the Afrocentric community, please, because the sky is your limit. It's not even your limit. You can attain anything, but you don't want to be the one that shoots yourself in your own foot. You don't want to be your own enemy. So just that is my lesson. That is what I took from all what is going on, even though it's still going on. Okay, back to business. Back to what Tia would want to talk about. Tia, I know Tia doesn't like follow politics. Tia, do you know what's currently? How would you say the demographics or do you have any stats on how the Afrocentric community is spread out, and which ethnic group has more numbers, and in terms of the economic development in our different communities? Do you have any numbers on these?
Well, I can really speak from just some minor research with the city of Chicago.org, I believe. I was looking up community developments. They have a list of everything that they do. They have this council Rami manual put together. I think it's an elite of like 17 or something like that. Don't quote me the number. But these people come together and really pretty much dictate what they're going to do with each community. And what I've noticed is that there wasn't anything in any of the urban communities. Everything has been north side up. And with the Chicago crime, at least, it's been an average of every 3 hours somebody's getting killed in Chicago or some type of harm in that way.
Right.
With that, it makes me believe that the development in Woodlawn right now, the development in Inglewood, what else? Just those two are that I can think of automatically. There's millions of dollars going into those places, but us as the people who live there, we're not really benefiting or gaining anything from it. Yes, there's a Whole Foods, thank God. They're starting to really build something for us. Aldi's is now offering great produce. But other than that, there's nothing for the community, for the black people to really gain from.
Right.
It's really, again, having them to build in our communities and kicking us out.
Okay. Cameron, do you know or do you have an idea of what, say, the number of Caribbean people, African, Ghanaians, Nigerians, do you have these data on the numbers of these different ethnic groups in the city of Chicago?
Not off the top of my head.
Okay.
No.
All right. Okay. David Ziga, you are in that business. Can you help us with?
I say I'm in that business.
Yes, you're in the business of selling.
You are, right?
Yeah. So if you may help us, we want to get to the basics of how many people live in Chicago, how many say Caribbean or Africans or Ghanaians. It's good to have this number so at least we know what we're working with.
Yeah. According to blackdemographic.com, we have more than 50,000 Ghanaians, in the Chicago area.
Okay.
If you talk about the greatest or the largest population of Africans in the community is Nigerian.
Okay.
We have a lot. I forget the exact figure, but they have taken the largest population. But if you come to, let's say, the African American community as a whole, we have about 47,411,000 and over. That is the African American community that we have in the U.S. That is forming about 14.6% of the total American population.
Okay.
So,
So in the city of Chicago alone, we have about 50,000 Ghanaians. All right. So WGSC shouldn't have a problem.
Not at all.
If each Ghanaian gives
Not
us
at all.
a dollar a month, we will do well.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, we will do well. Any numbers on the Caribbean community, the Jamaicans, the Trinidad, Tobago? I know Tia is from...
I'm from here, but my family's Belizean.
Belizean, okay.
Yeah.
Belizean.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
From your point you made, Tia, would you say it's the reason why you and Cameron formed the Chicago Black Millennials?
For sure. Well, the basis for us is that we would hang out. It started off at Falcon Inn karaoke night every Friday night.
Mm-hmm.
And we were looking around like, yeah, we see all these beautiful black people, but we don't know who they are. So Kim was like, you should start something. I was like, no, you should start something. And so we kind of just started it together, and we really wanted to build this community of black people, because we may see each other walking down the street but don't say hi, and that's a problem.
So Chicago Black Millennials was birthed from you and Cameron hanging out and realizing that, I see people walking around but we don't know them, and so you decided to come up with a group where you can meet other folks that are from your community.
Correct.
Yeah, I think one of the things too, at the time, there wasn't really a natural way to meet people our age outside of like the club or the bar scene.
Mm-hmm.
And so, especially even in the Hyde Park, there's people all around us that are just like us, but there's no natural way to actually get in a conversation. That's actually how we met you, Alenko.
Yeah. I'm coming to that. Yeah. Okay. So let's get into some of the other objectives of. So in a nutshell, Chicago Black Millennials came into existence just so you all can socialize and meet young professionals like you.
Correct.
Okay. All right. Then your objective was successful the day you met me, because the day we met each other, well, because you were having this event. And a friend of mine and I were walking past, and then we were like,
what is this?
Yeah, and I think you were doing it around, was that the bonfire?
Our bonfire beginning of the year. We have our other one this Sunday. Hopefully the weather
This Sunday
is
coming?
right. Yeah.
Okay, but what's the name of the place you had it at?
Promontory Point.
No, the bonfire thing?
Yeah.
Oh, it's also called
that's
Promontory?
where they named it from.
Oh,
yeah.
You see, for all this while, I thought Promontory is the one that's on 53rd and Hopper. 53rd and
They named the restaurant after the park.
Point.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So there's
it's
a
a staple in Hyde Park.
Yeah. So there's a beautiful bonfire, and we were just admiring you guys, standing around the fire and chit-chatting, and I think you were roasting something, making your own
marshmallows and stuff.
Okay.
S'mores,
Yeah, hanging out. And then was it Tia or you? Somebody walked to us.
I think it was actually our friend EJ. He's
yes,
very social.
it was EJ. Yeah. How is EJ doing?
He's doing good.
I hope he's listening.
A couple weeks ago.
Birthday.
Yeah.
I hope he's listening, man.
Yeah,
he's
probably.
He's a cool guy. So he walked up to us and said, hey, you guys want to join? I thought that was so cool. Reason is, you don't get people doing that to you these days. You don't get that feeling, people walking up to you, hey, what's up, what are you doing? We don't check on each other. That's obvious. That is definitely an opposite culture from what David and I are used to, because back in Ghana, we will literally walk up to folks, or folks walk up to you, how are you doing, check on you and stuff like that. So, so he walked up to us. I'm like, yeah, you guys want to join us. So we joined you, and it made our day. When you guys, everybody was friendly, and I was so amazed the number of professionals that were, these were all young people, and hanging out, having fun, and, stream professionals, and just kicking it and having a good time.
Yeah.
And so thank you all for making this coming up with this vision and bringing people together. How many people would you say you have within your group now?
Right now, I'd say 2,400 now, yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Virtual. So do you have an office where you sometimes you meet, or your office is on Facebook?
Our office is at our homes.
Also, our office is our group chat. We have a group
chat
where it's a lot more informal and everybody talks on a daily basis kind of thing.
2,400.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
and the number keeps increasing.
Daily.
Yeah. About 5 members per day almost that we get on average being added to the group.
Is there a target you're looking for, a number?
Nope. We didn't even think we were going to get this far, to be honest. Our first event.
Oh, boy.
Our first event, it was just us. It was.
Where was that? Where was your first event?
Yeah, University of Chicago. The producer for the movie Dear White People, he was having a showing, and then he was Skyping in and just talking to the audience. So it was like, that's actually something that we thought was a great movie, and so our demographic might like it too. And so we hosted it in this big auditorium, and then we couldn't find anybody, or nobody tried to reach out to us.
No one showed up.
We just assumed it was crowded with all our people, and they were just shy.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what we assumed. Pretty much the whole auditorium was for our group, and they didn't speak to us. But I mean, the whole vibe that you got with EJ walking up to you, that's kind of how we want to continue. We're friendly people, and we want to continue having our members be friendly. Like, the mandatory thing is, once you're added in the group me chat, you have to welcome pretty much the person that's new, because we want that continuance. It's like you said, it's not far from Ghanaians. We don't normally approach each other either. So if you have a community of black people that are smiling and willing to reach out, that is contagious.
That's beautiful.
And that's what we've been wanting, and it's been striving in the group, like, yo, Tia, this is such and such. There's a lot of members. I haven't been out. I'm kind of a homebody. But, like, a lot of my members are like, yo, Tia, this is blah, blah, blah from this person. So they're actually helping me getting to know other members as well. And that's something beautiful. Like, we don't have to be around for this to still be going.
Right. David.
Yes.
What was and I know you've spoken about GPNA before, but some people, there are some new people who have joined us today. And obviously, what was the concept? What was the motivation for putting up GPNA? First of all, give us a full meaning of GPNA.
GPNA is simply Ghanaian Professionals of North America. It's an organization that we hope to expand across North America. The purpose of GPNA, I think, is life experience for some of us. It is undeniable fact that today there are still some kids back home or in Africa that are still struggling just because of financial issues and things like that. But that doesn't mean that there's no rich people in Ghana. They are there. But how these needy people can get access to these funds to go to school and stuff like that. And also there are other people that have great opportunity to travel abroad, but they don't have a professional organization that they can tap into, so that when they reach there, they will right away be connected to the profession they want. It happened to me. I was coming here. I did a lot of research. I flew down to the United States without knowing nobody, not knowing even where I'm going. So I have to come, be doing a lot of research. So we want to have organization that is well recognized, that people in that situation can tap into it directly. Besides that, even though we have this number of Ghanaians or so number of Africans in the community, there is some kind of disconnection with the sense of maybe financial education, networking, and so forth. The thing is that most of our grandparents, when they travel to the United States here, some of them were very hardworking. They made a fortune. They are worthy. They make their names and things like that. But there are so many of them that even today, if you give them free flight tickets to fly back to Ghana and settle, they will not. Why? Because they've never been able to save anything or do any development over there. Why is it that some people make it and others are still suffering in this small community that we call it? So GPNA goal is that, okay, as a young professionals or entrepreneur, why don't we hold hands together? Why don't we help one another? Why don't we mentor one another? Why don't we provide the networking environment for us to network together so that we can succeed as a community instead of that individualistic lifestyle that exists before in our parents' time. And also, we don't limit to just Ghanaians. GPNA is open to every race. The only thing is that we need to work for a common goal, a common goal of helping somebody. That is why GPNA, every year, we do all African and African American networking event, which is one of our biggest events to bring the community together. So that is the core reasons why GPNA comes to existence.
How long has it been in existence now?
About 3 years. I think the beginning, it was a lot of challenge, as you can see.
Just like
exactly, because one of the barriers that we face is that, young professionals like us, maybe we just started making families, or we are working on masters or school and things like that. So it's really tough to kind of bring them together. That is the first thing.
Yeah.
And also some of them, because they made up their mind that, okay, the community is like this, so I'm just going to be on my own. It's very difficult to kind of convince them and talk to them. Sometimes I travel miles and miles just to visit people and talk to them one-on-one to explain to them what GPNA is about. So the beginning, the first year, it was really tough. But after that, we break ground. Our first event, we have over 200 professionals that showed up that give us the energy to continue.
Okay. There are some people who are listening and we don't know what, or may not necessarily get a full meaning of what a millennial is. Okay? So we call ourselves millennials. So what, if you say a millennial, who is?
I think it's people born after 1980 up until...
6, I think.
No, I think it's
the
between...
2000s, right?
No, it's between 82... No, yeah, millennium starts from 82.
I thought it was 86 and 96.
Between 86 and 96?
Yeah, let's Google it right now.
Yeah. Okay, yes. Let's do it. I said millennials from 96 up.
It says 1981 to 1996.
Yeah. Okay, 96. So we were half right.
Okay.
1982. According to Tech Connection article that was posted in March 2016, stated that millennials started from 82. So that is mainly the breaking ground where millennials started. Okay. So sometimes myself, I kind of conflict. I'm not really a millennial, stuff like that. Okay. But that is really the official, time millennial started spreading.
Okay. As folks that have been caught in that, would you say group? If that's the right name for it. What would you say as young people? I mean, as folks in the leaders in this community, what would you say is the main challenge of facing young millennials today?
I could go first.
Yeah.
Me and Tia were actually talking about this in the lobby, but I feel like having lived through the recession, what it was like for me, trying to get a job at that time period. I feel like it's probably the same thing to a degree that happened in the 20s and 30s, where it's you don't really have faith in institutions like people are accustomed to having anymore. And so I think that's something that is overlooked when it comes to our struggle as millennials.
Yeah, just to piggyback off of that, that's part of the reason why I'm not really into politics so much, because you put in so much efforts and focus in that stuff, but you're not really focusing on what's really happening with your life at this moment in your community. So the impact that we have, I'm here to start something, I can't depend on what the government is going to do or not do for me. It's all about what's going to happen, because like Kim said, once that crash happened, I was affected, not personally, but my mother was, and seeing other friends and families who lost their homes, their jobs, and all of that stuff was just no, I can't be that age and be going through what they're going through.
David.
In addition to that, I think one of the challenges facing the millennials today is the hustle in getting into a workforce. Even though millennials love technology, they don't really appreciate technology screening for them. The reason why I'm saying this is that now you don't have to meet people face to face for job interview. They put certain keywords and criteria on the website. You submit application. If they screen your application and you don't meet those keywords, then you're out.
Yeah.
Instead of giving the opportunity to the millennials to come to the job interview face to face and prove themselves, they use this system to screen them. That is why a lot of the millennials are kind of frustrated, in that segment. And also, I want to add that some of the baby boomers, I think some of the baby boomers, they really see millennials as lazy people.
Yeah.
That one is, because when I was doing...
Who are the baby boomers and who
baby boomers...
Are they not part of the millennials? I mean, aren't they parts of... They're not separate from the millennials,
They are.
They are.
They
Way
are.
separate. There are people
separate.
that are born between 1946 to 1964.
Okay.
Those are the baby boomers. So
Okay.
like our grandparents,
Okay.
That really,
Our mothers.
Yeah, our mothers.
Okay.
So
Not my mother.
All right. Your mother. Okay. All right.
No. Because the way they do things is different from how the millennial handle stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they want to like physical, and stuff like that. We mostly are into technologies and things like that. So they think most of the millennials are lazy. And they also have that cry that we are coming to take their work, and that's why they label us as lazy people, just to kind of
discourage us
grass and stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Honestly, I'm sorry to
Yeah,
interject,
go ahead.
but like to a certain degree, I would don't fight me this. They could be considered lazy because they choose to stay at one job for 30, 40 years, all because that's where they're comfortable at.
You think
afraid.
You think they chose because you think they chose to maybe because of the circumstances then they had to make, I mean, first of all, maybe they didn't have too many opportunities,
For
or
sure.
because of insurance and whatnot, they had to keep one job so they can have all these benefits for the babies that they are booming.
But I think one of the things from that is they taught those boom babies not to just work to make money. It was to follow your dreams. And so when we follow our dreams, people say you're lazy. You don't do what you're supposed to do in this job. And we're like, it's a job, not a career.
Exactly. And we look at them like, okay, what are you doing?
Yeah,
you know?
what are you doing?
So it's like they want to have it two ways, right? They want you to do what they wish you do. At the same time, they also want you to have your own thinking cap where you can do things for yourself, but at the same time doing what they want you to do. So it sometimes puts us in love. Yeah.
In addition to that, too, I think one of the challenges that we face as millennium or millennium face is, let's say, experience on a job, because between 25 to 29 years old, that millennium age group, most of them have their bachelor's or master's. Okay, so they apply for this position with master's degree, but they say from 3 to 5 years working experience. So we'll go there with this qualification. I was like, okay, where is the experience?
Right.
Because all we know or all we've been doing is school, and get the master's. So that is also one of the challenges that millennials are facing today.
Okay. We spoke about, as I said earlier, we discussed Black Beauty last week. So I'll give it a chance to have your take on it. Have your take on that. We're talking about how crucial it is for us, I mean, folks in the Black community, to identify themselves with, to first of all recognize the Black identity and to feel confident in your skin and not to necessarily try to look any other color by bleaching. We mentioned bleaching and all that. What's your, first of all, do you think that there are so many negative stereotypes when it comes to Black beauty? And what is, in your opinion, is the essence of Black beauty?
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, right?
Oh, it's the same thing Chateau said. One of the lady was on here, she said the same thing.
Seriously. Well, I've been working in the industry for a little over 10 years now. And honestly, Black beauty has been defined and redefined over so many years. Just even as a child, watching what's on TV, what's in the magazines, and living it today. So I can't really say what it is and what it isn't, because tomorrow, the phase of natural hair may go aside, and then, next thing you know, people may be fascinated by big noses or something like that. You just never know what is going to happen next with the phases of beauty. But I do commend every woman that's out here being themselves, unapologetic for what they want to do with their hair, what their body shapes are, owning that, because having a curvaceous body wasn't a thing for a long time. And now you have these beautiful women that's out here thick on these magazines, getting a lot of red carpet, runway opportunities, and that's something that's nice to see, especially Black women. My nieces can definitely see another Black woman as a doll on TV, you know, as a doctor in cartoons and stuff like that, which is very inspirational. And we definitely, you know, want to keep that going, especially with, you know, me having my company as a black woman. Like, yeah, I just started it, but the whole goal is legacy and to keep that going. Like, yo, with Black beauty, there's more than just what you see. There is everything, you know. And we want to continue to, you know, encapsulate that and capture and send that out to the world.
All right, we will come back after this short musical break, and then I have Cameron and David touch on this. You're still listening to WGHC 98.3 FM, your voice, your music, your station. This is the Progressive Mind Show with your host, Alinko. We shall be right back.
What's up?
All right, we will come back after this short musical break, and then I have Cameron and David touch on this. You're still listening to WGHC 98.3 FM, your voice, your music, your station. This is the Progressive Mind Show with your host, Alinko. We shall be right back.
Tell me what's up. You just what's up. All of you what's up. Up to the beat and you know what's up. Bagari and people would like to answer. Like the brother. And I go to kiss the bounce up. We know what's up. You know I'm about my ego, what's up. I'm feeling good from my voice on top. I want to find every day I want to find out. Some people think say I play. And what I say I'll be too there. One talk, think I'm gonna put them dirt up on them. Thinking that they bother, but they know me better. That's why I wanna hate the brother. Even now me heart, me no sell no maga. The TV boy, he's going in a any trust guy, you know his mother. Down, 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 you. Bang, I'm alone, I'm done, tumble you. Think that they bother, but they know me better. That's why I wanna hate the brother. Baga, me heart, me no sell no maga. Baga, boy, he's going in a some people think that I'm like
when she come for the area, say all the man them do ajo, all the boys down kulugu, say let them dance kulugu. You feel it, me baby, while I'm golo. I'm the king of the kuntu, and they love the way I do this. I'm going for the area, I'm a wine and do. Baby, come be mine now. I don't want you stand. You know, baby, I don't want you stand. Say baby, give me your love. I don't want you stand. Because I love you. My romance, I don't want you stand.
Well, welcome back to the Progressive Mind Show here at WGAC 98.3 FM, your voice, your music, your station. Please pardon us. We were having a little bit of glitch here. I told you today is both producing and hosting. So I trying to work with the equipment here, and what the producers do, I'm not able to do best. So please pardon me. It's 50 minutes past the hour of 7 p.m. here in Chicago in the studios of WGHC. It's the 2nd of October, and we are talking to Chicago Afro Millenials, specifically Chicago Black Millennials and GPNA leaders in the person of David, Sidney Ziga, Tia Love, and Cameron Jackson. All right. Before we went on break, please, if you just joined us on Facebook, share the feed so your friends and our friends can participate in the discussions. It's Progressive Minds on Facebook. Like the page, you can get us. You can also listen to us on our website, wghcfm.org. Please remember to go on there and donate to us. This is a tax season, so because we're 501c3, if you make your donation, you are able to claim it as well. Excuse me, you can also call 563-999-3221 to listen to us live. iPhone users, please download the app. We are 24/7 radio station. We're the first African Caribbean station here in Chicago, actually in the entire Midwest, and we're bringing positive vibe to our communities. We're bringing education, upliftment, and empowerment to our people. Here is where we build our community, all right? Show by show, discussion by discussion, which we're trying to do that. Again, you can always listen to us on our app. If you experience any difficulties, just bear with us as we thrive to improve and build our equipment here and even reach further into the suburbs. All right, the phone lines have been open. It's 773-942-7167. 773-942-7167. If you want to ring in and ask a question or partake in the discussions we're having here today with these wonderful people, please go ahead and do so. Cameron, you want to chime in on what, in your opinion, is black beauty, and is it very important that folks within the Afrocentric communities feel very confident in their skin and not necessarily try to look, we have the issue of bleaching is prevalent somewhat in, if not in America, at least the countries that, some of the black nations. Yeah, you already know.
I'd say I personally have a type, but I feel like it should be all-encompassing. If you're black, you should be beautiful. It shouldn't be whether you're light-skinned, whether you're dark-skinned. It should just be black across the border. There's people that are beautiful of all different shapes and sizes and colors kind of thing.
Okay. Yeah. David, in your opinion, what do you think of people who are bleaching and think that it's okay with it? What would you say to them?
I think bleaching is unacceptable to me.
Mm.
I don't condone that in my family or with any of my friends. So I personally does not promote or support bleaching.
Okay.
Because God has given you a special skin that is unique to you. So I don't see the reason why we should bleach or people should bleach. Besides that, they said what? Beauty. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you. Yeah.
Beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder, right? As people say. But I'll also state that beauty comes from within. So you as a person, you have to feel beautiful.
Okay.
And that is going to show outside.
Okay.
And there's nothing that can erase the beauty, the black beauty that we have.
Okay. We apologize to our audience. I think the mics were off a little bit, and also they want to hear you. So I would like you to be close to the mic. I know Tia, just take it all the way to and then try to get closer. They want to hear you all.
Can you hear us?
Tia, can you come close a little bit?
Yeah, I'm trying to kick back, man.
I know. I know. It's a long day.
I'm trying to chill.
It's a long day for all of us. So please bear with us. Inez asked a question. She says that, we are all talking about educated black millennials networking and all that. What about the uneducated millennials? What would you suggest as a way to bring them together and even give them encouragement to get into business and support black businesses?
give them opportunity. For me, I didn't finish college. I actually left college to go work for Sony Music and do all of my other fun things in the industry. So for people like who aren't educated, who didn't get their degrees and stuff like that, I really speak to them, be like, yo, if you're not able to get your foot into education at the moment, try to start networking and working in the field that you will want to. I know for us, if you don't have the opportunity, it's kind of hard to network. So my thing is being that middle person to be like, yo, I can connect you with X, Y, and Z, come to our groups, and we can definitely help you get into the next level, because it can be intimidating for someone who doesn't have the knowledge, and they look at us like, you think you're better than us. And that's something for Black people. We want to break that boundary. I don't care what background you come from. You have the same opportunity as the next person.
Anybody else want to touch on how we can include the quote-unquote less educated than us into our professional groups?
Yes, I would say on the aspect of GPNA or the African Professional Network, from the beginning when we started this campaign, some people will walk up to me and they'll say, okay, I'm not a professional. How do I become a member?
Right.
And I was like, okay, professionalism is not about putting on ties or having, degrees, certificates showing, but it's you, your attitude, and what you want to do. Okay. If you want to advance and things like that. So for GPNA, we welcome and we open our doors to people who maybe they don't have degrees and things like that. There is other ways that you can enhance on your life. You can be the next, billionaire, just opening up a business and things like that. So in our organization, we support and we promote people who have businesses or people who doesn't have education but are willing to advance on their life. That is advancing in terms of doing something to progress to the next level, because that is what we want to see in our organization and in our community.
Cameron, you want to touch on this?
Yeah, well, in our group, too, we also have, subgroups that people can talk about their issues with. And recently we had somebody who decided, hey, let's all get together and let's volunteer.
Okay.
And we have people that mentor in our group. And there's people that do weekly give-backs in our group. And so I think also just that visibility where people can see us and get to know us, if it's not in a professional setting, if it's not where they feel like we think we're better than them, I think that's definitely a way that we can reach out and bring more people into our groups.
I think the challenging thing is if we don't talk about our issues, our problems, right? If we don't talk about what we want to do and what we want to get to, nobody's going to hear of us. So if you think maybe you are not educated, so because you are not educated, then you are excluded from this group, that is not the point. You need to approach and find out, okay, this is me. I want to get to this point.
Okay.
How can I get there?
All right.
And GPNA, we have resources. That is why our network is mostly mentorship, because we hold hands one another, everyone to succeed. Besides that, we have tremendous experience, mentors, that can guide you on what you want to do. It's not just about want to go to school, but also about want to establish a business, NGO, or build a farm, anything you want to do. So that is what we do.
I hope that Inez, I hope your question is answered. If it is, please let me know on Facebook. Just let me know that you're okay. All right. Johnny Woods just joined us. Big up to Johnny Woods. Big up to Sierra Miller, and then to Tiara Williams. Big ups to you. Tiara Williams says you can compliment someone just to approach them and not come across as threatening. Okay. I don't know if she's commenting on the beauty thing or how.
It sounds like it.
Yeah, and how we didn't, we talked about how we're not able to approach each other and all that. Okay, I think that's what she's trying to comment on. And then, so Barbara Elliott J is here, and then Richard Agbesi, my own brother. Afo Madogba now here. If you didn't understand what I said, that's
No.
I
I know. That is the connectivity.
That's the
That's what we got.
Yeah, so that's what you get when you come to an African radio station.
Yeah,
what I said is an Ewa dialect. Is FO means like brother or brother, right, or elderly, and the Madogbano is an Ewa dialect and means I greet you, greetings. Yeah, I'm sure you have. You say your dad is from Belize.
Yeah, he's from Chicago, but his side of the family is
from Belize.
Belizean. Yeah.
I'm sure you have a word or two in.
Nah,
No,
man.
zero?
I am straight black. For
Cameron,
real.
you?
I'm from Bermuda, but we're like an English colony, so we all speak.
Oh, so there's no like local dialect, something that is
Nah,
hidden
just
there?
a heavy accent sometimes, yeah.
Can you give us one of those heavy accents?
They be like, hey, bye, what's your name? Where you again? You going Naughty Red?
All right.
That's my first time ever hearing
I know. It's beautiful too.
That sounds good though.
All right.
I want to
yeah.
learn that.
Chicago, we say, what up?
Yeah. Oh, you said
What's
Joe.
good, Joe? What up, fam?
Why Joe though? Why?
Man,
I've been meaning to ask the same question.
Joe is special, baby.
Joe, it's been Joe since I was a shorty. Like, I don't even know where the term came from. That's all we knew. Like, what up, Joe? What up, fam? Man, Joe, woo, 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 Joe. You know?
And then on the East Coast, especially New York, they say son.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm a grown man. Who's your son? Who you calling son? Well, it's beautiful. Okay, so I think maybe one of the things we can do to also incorporate or catch folks who are not so educated like us is, I'm sure you all have flyers. So maybe if you can reach out to schools like community centers and drop your flyers there, any avenues that you can find to let people know that, hey, we are inviting you to our groups, so that they can also feel like, oh, people are looking for us, rather than, because sometimes when people feel like, I don't belong to them, they have a way of coiling into their own shelves and not coming out. So I think maybe if you can extend, find ways of extending out to folks like that, because they need us as much as we need them.
Yeah, I agree. And that is something that I do think we need to work on.
Mm-hmm.
Typically, we're more passive where we wait for people to come to us. But there's definitely, I feel like the people that need us most are the ones that aren't searching for us kind of thing. Yeah.
So
in addition to that, it will surprise you that a lot of people would know about these organizations, right? But they will stand on the edge until you talk to them. Over the years, I learned this in our community, in African community. People will hear about this organization, but when you approach them and say, oh, let's say for instance, GPN, they will say like, what is that? But they know about it all this while. They just want you to, talk to them about it one-on-one. That is where they feel more engaged. So we shouldn't just assume that when we are on Facebook, when we are on radio, or when we are putting out there on internet, that is it. We have to engage, one-on-one. Anybody we see, we have to talk to them. We have to make them welcoming, whether they're educated or not.
But doesn't it seem a little strange, though, that in our community it's so hard for us to do anything together, right? Like you have to do extra work to get people involved in the most basic of, events or organizations, or organizing. Let me put it that way. Anything basic that you want to do is so difficult. You have to go the extra mile to get our people involved or to believe in it.
Yes.
Why is it? I mean, because I look at other communities, I don't try to compare, but we don't exist only in the black society or black community. Okay. If you live in America, you live with everybody. Okay. And so you get to see what other people do. And it seems like they seem to get things going more or less, fluently and easily. But when it comes to us, it's difficult in every sphere.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah, you are right.
Does that sound about right?
Yeah.
You are right. And that is one of the things that I touched on from the beginning. Because of that individualistic lifestyle.
Why are we so individualistic?
Because...
Okay, let Tia come in. Okay.
No, you can go ahead and finish if you need
No, because she's been waiting to say something. I know. I'll let you finish. I'll let you finish, David.
No, so I think I spoke to you about it. I spoke to someone recently about how there's this mindset dating back to slavery, how we've never ever really had the opportunity to form a community. Our families have been broken apart. So that generational mindset or just that feeling, there's a word for it. I can't even think of it right now. But it's trickled on down to us, and it's been a part of our system as to being disconnected from our brothers and from our sisters because we've never been seen in that light. There's power in numbers, of course, in Black people. And if we really do become together as one, you know, we are changing the world. You know, everything that the world is shaped around with the culture right now, we are doing that. And if you think just a small community like with our organizations and stuff like that, it's so crucial for us to continue to put these efforts out because there's so much that's untapped that we need to tap in on. And the community itself, with the generational thing, is keeping us divided. We're seeing our neighbors across the street. That's why it's so easy for us to rob each other because we don't know our true value. There's that value within ourselves is gone. Some people, we can look at ourselves and be like, yeah, we got this, but what's that? What does that really mean if we don't have family, if we don't have love, if we don't have anything that's really substantial besides the physical things? You know, that stuff goes away.
Wow. See, that's why I wanted you to speak because I just felt like you had this mountain of wisdom that you're ready to unleash on us. And I'm glad I did. Cameron, did you want to chime in on that?
I can't top Tia's thing.
Okay. Tia is the winner.
Oh,
but David,
Yeah.
please finish with your submission.
Yeah, so I was talking about the individualistic lifestyle and trying to hold on to, and you are asking why that. The reason is that this misconception that, okay, if I teach my brother to do this, maybe he's going to be better than me. Okay? And another one is that, okay, if I approach my brother of this, maybe he's going to think I'm less privileged, like he's going to look down on me. So all those things existed in the
Crabs in a
community.
barrel.
In the community for a while. And also, if you want to talk about the Africans and the African American community, sometimes too, there's this notion that maybe the Africans are coming to take away from the African American, which is really not true. And sometimes too, there's that kind of a differentiation. They think otherwise too.
Right.
So what we need to do, and I think you point that out, is that this generation, our generation, we are doing a lot to bridge that gap. That is why these organizations are coming up. You know, a lot of organizations that talk about unity and bringing community together are coming up. So with time, I think we should not give up because we are trying to bridge this gap. It's not going to be easy.
It's not easy.
It's not easy, but we have to continue and make sure that we solve this problem so that we can come together and be like other communities. One thing I want to say for sure is that when I first landed in Chicago, for about 3 years, I've seen one or two people talking about the same problem over and over. What are you doing to be a change to that problem? That is what we are for. That is what GPNA is for.
I just want to say, if we don't have us, who will? Because this whole country hasn't had our backs. And it's really important for us to really stand together, especially now because we're radicals. You know, if slavery happened today, we're not going to stand for that. Somebody's going to get got. You know, somebody's going to die. Because I wish somebody would try to say they're going to hang me. No, you're going to get got first. Like, that's the mindset that we have. It's you or me. And for us and our generation, it's going to be them. And that's something that we have that our parents didn't have, that fight.
Cameron, where do you wish to take your young, vibrant group? And I know both of your organizations have events coming up, and we will talk about that in a little bit. I just got the notification that our phone lines may be experiencing a little bit of technical hinge here. So if you've been trying to ring and it's not coming, please bear with us for tonight. However, the number is 773-942-7167. Vinden Denzel says there is not enough motivation in black communities for blacks to start or support a business. Yeah, she said there's not enough motivation in our communities. Well, that's what we are talking about. Cameron, what's your vision for Chicago Black Millennials, long term?
I really like the trajectory we're on right now, where it's just about people forming these communities where they can go if they have a breakup, or if they're depressed, or if they just lost their job, or whatever it is. So just that support system that's built in, and it's something that hopefully we can grow together as a community, but at the same time, we can also, it won't just be for millennials in the future, where there's also younger black people that can have this assistance that the group gave to each one of us right now.
You're all doing powerful things, both of you, and I know there are other groups that you guys are probably aware of. Are there plans? Have you ever thought of, say, hey, maybe let's try and reach out to the other group and see if you can network, and even have a more powerful coalition? Because I can imagine Chicago Black Millennials, GPNA, and there's NAPA. I don't know, have you heard of NAPA? Yeah, and there's NAPA, and then there's, I think, maybe Chicago Young Professional, something.
Black Professionals.
Yeah. Can you imagine maybe doing something together or forming that kind of coalition? Not necessarily colliding all your members, because there are different demographics and different styles and cultures. But has something of the sort come to your heads where
all the time?
Okay.
We get hit up in our DMs like crazy about every type of situation. I think for us, though, we're still defining the next moves that we really want to take with the group. I mean, we partner with like other events,
right.
But when it comes down to us owning our group, we're still in the I don't know, we've been doing this for like 4 years now, and it still feels new. Like,
Hello?
We have a new wave of people coming in every time and trying to engage. There's always this new radical. There's always somebody else that's added that shouldn't be added. Or, we have all of this stuff that we're still learning, still trying to grow.
Hold on. I'm going to put you on air, okay?
Oh, sorry. That we're still trying to grow and really understand. And right now, Cameron and I are building up ways to really think about how can we expand, because we get people wanting to go out into the community. I know Cameron still volunteers and has like a little brother, right? Or some situation.
A mentee,
yeah, so he has a mentee. So we still have, those little things that we really want to intact before we really try to like branch off to someone else, because we're still new to this in the sense.
Okay, one thing that...
Before you go on, we have a caller on the line. Hello, caller. Can you please tell us your name and why you're calling us today?
Hello, my name's Miranda Atkinson, and I'm a student. It's a couple of comments I wanted to just hit on a minute. Miss Love happened to state on talking about them bringing the Whole Foods into the Inglewood neighborhood.
Yeah.
And my comment was, well, they brought in, I guess they call themselves trying to upgrade the neighborhood. But in a sense, you open up Whole Foods and 5 blocks down the street, you open up another liquor store. So my thing is, if you're trying to improve, let's continue to put better businesses in our areas. And start removing some of the liquor stores, at least give us a chance. And also, I wanted to comment on the Brett Kavanaugh and Dr. Ford's. My comment on that was they brought in a female to question Dr. Ford. And I guess it was going too well for them. Because in the process of her questioning them, and Mr. Kavanaugh, I guess, wasn't giving the doctor wasn't asking Mr. Kavanaugh the correct answers, because they just cut the doctor off and said, okay, well, we gonna conduct this interview. So they just got rid of the lady that was doing the questioning. that was asking the questions to the women. I said to myself, now here it is, this panel of 30 white men, and I'm not a racist person at all. And because Ford and Dr. Kavanaugh, Mr. Kavanaugh is both of them are white. But hey, that seemed to be twisted to one side, and you all wasn't listening to what the woman was saying at all, because Mr. Kavanaugh, he started to tremble at the face and like he was getting upset and about to cry.
Okay,
just like a
okay,
yes.
caller. Because we don't this particular platform or this discussion tonight is not necessarily political based. I would encourage, if you can, maybe wrap up for us so we can give the audience, the guests, an opportunity to chime in onto your remarks. Is that okay?
Okay. Yes. My last comment is, I believe that was Mr. Jackson that made that comment about beauty does come from the inside.
Well, it was Davidson. It was David that said that.
It was Davidson? Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. My mistake.
No worries.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much for your contribution tonight, okay? And have a wonderful evening.
You're more than welcome. All right.
We so much appreciate you. Okay. So, do you guys want to chime in on the caller real quick? And then we have a lot of questions coming in on Facebook, especially. Did you want to complete your submission, and then we'll comment on the caller's remarks?
Sure, but I don't even know what I was.
I'm sorry. Hopefully,
yeah, but we'll come back to it. We'll come back to it.
Any of you want to chime in on the caller's remarks, and then we can just go to the next question.
I'll chime in on the conversation with the Inglewood, how they brought the Whole Foods, but they also brought the liquor store. I think that's why it's so important when it comes to actually voting and getting involved when it comes to policy and what's going on in your neighborhood. It's cause and effect, but it's very delayed, so it's not easy to see how showing up at those town halls or letting your alderman or representative know that you're not happy with what's going on. Sometimes it doesn't happen overnight, but it's one of those things where if you stick at it, I feel like in the long run, it's something that is going to make a change in your neighborhood and locally and nationally.
And vote for the right alderman, because a lot of these people have been sitting there for a long period of time and they're crooked. Okay. So that's a really big importance too.
All right. I wanted us to now talk about your upcoming events and what's going to bring to our communities and stuff. But we have another call on the line. I'm sorry. I wanted to all of you to your groups to talk about your events, your upcoming events. But we have another call on the line. We'll take it. Please if you can maybe put a note down just so we don't forget. Caller, please tell us your name and why you are calling today.
Yes, my name is Eric Freeman. I'm a student at Kennedy King College.
Okay, Eric.
I was listening to the last caller about putting positive stories in the community. I think that it should be more safe haven places for the youth, because I feel like it starts with the youth, as far as like community centers and places like that where the youth could actually have somewhere to go. Because I feel like now, like, there's no places for the youth to go, which basically leads an open door for negativity. I feel like we don't, like, Whole Foods is fine, but I feel like more safe haven places for the youth. Just but I feel like it starts with the youth, so therefore the youth have somewhere to go. But not only that, but those community centers provide opportunities for the youth to further their life and get outside their neighborhoods.
That is so brilliant of you, Eric. I would let the guest chime in on your comment. Thank you so much for your comment tonight. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. What do you think of the young man's reaction?
Yeah, I agree 100% with what he said.
I think it's a great point. Besides the whole food, there should be some community activities for the youth.
Okay.
And if you get the youth engaged, doing something productive for themselves and for the community, you think you will see that you take them away from getting into trouble and things like that.
Okay. Now that the young man has, so we have another call on the line, but now that the young man has said what he said with regards to politics, can you all chime in on the need of people voting this year?
I think It is. I've been telling my friends and family that this is one of the important luxury that we have. We should never say that, okay, because my vote is just one, it doesn't matter. Because if somebody is thinking my vote is one, it doesn't matter, and somebody else is building up. So we have to do our best to make sure that we add to the quota, like we put our voices in. The only way we can put our voices in is to exercise our vote. Because if we don't exercise our vote and something or somebody comes to power and doing something else, our talks will not matter because we did not even contribute to anything.
So you're saying that it's necessary that folks within, especially young professionals within the African community especially,
yes,
we have to participate in the election process
right.
of this country or the city that we live in. Okay. Thank you. You were saying that it's important that folks in the African community have to vote and especially, partake in the political process of the city, the county, the state, and the country that we live in. It's very, very crucial. What would be your take on young people participating in the electoral process in the city and the state?
I think it's very important. Their representation for the next generation, especially for millennials, for us, they're the voice for us in the sense. We've been intimidated by the older people because they've been in that position for so long. I think now is the time to step up and take those slots because it's been corrupt forever. And if we're recognizing this corruption now, we can do something about it. And if we have somebody that's like us thinking the same way to shake up things, we can definitely see something more relevant to us. You know, I'm not into politics, but if there was somebody like you or me or whoever to be in the seats, yes, I would pay attention a little bit more because they represent me. It's just like our children, our black boys and girls, we don't see these people on the TV, so we're not going to be thinking that we can be on TV. But if we see ourselves in places of politics and such, we can be like, yo, there's an opportunity for us there too.
Okay, thank you so much. We have another caller on the line. After this call, we would take a break and then have you talk about your events. Okay. Please tell us your name and why you're calling, caller.
My name is Mary Mayfield, and I'm a student.
Okay, please go ahead.
I agree with, I think her name is Tamaya.
Her name is Tia.
Tia, okay, I'm sorry about that.
That's okay.
That beauty is in the beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and it's up to us to make the world beautiful. If we, like she said, reach out and network and stuff, and let people know that it's there for to help people, then I think that it would be less negative stuff going on in this world.
All right. All right. Thank you so much. That was beautiful, and we really appreciate your comments and your contribution to the show.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Have a good night.
You too.
Okay, David. The GPNA. No, your event is coming up soon, right? You have when you show
God willing, this weather, boy.
When is it coming up?
It's Sunday.
Okay, tell us about your event.
So this Sunday, the event we actually met at Linko at, we're having that again. It's going to be a bonfire over at Promontory Point in Hyde Park. Starts around 3 o'clock and goes until 10 or 11. That's the plan, weather permitting. This is our 4th year running it. It's one of our most successful events. Very informal. You meet a lot of people. Everybody's very friendly. If you're listening and you want to come out, definitely feel free. If you see me and Tia, come say hello. If not, I'm sure somebody from the group will come say hello to you regardless.
And would introduce you to us. Yes, bring some food, some liquor, some logs if you definitely want to come. Some fire logs to keep the fire going.
Hello, caller. Can you please turn down your radio set, please?
Talking to me?
Caller, can you please turn down the radio set, please?
Hello, caller. Can you please turn down the volume on your radio set, please?
Okay.
Can you turn down your radio set?
Hello?
Hello?
Okay, can you please go ahead with your comment and make it, please, can you make it snappy for us, please? Because of
Yes,
time.
I can.
All right.
Hello?
Yes, please go ahead.
Hello, my name is Emma Brookins. I'm a student.
Okay.
And I would just like to say that I like the idea of them coming together to help the youth or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I just want to say that, and speaking of that, some of those criteria that they're speaking of values that are missing in my life, I find that I could benefit from that program.
Okay. Okay.
And I just think that that's just a good thing to help the youth, because I could be let the youth know that I don't want you to follow in my footsteps and take advantage of all the opportunities that's out here.
Okay.
And they because I didn't listen to the whole show, but basically, I like you say, give back that was given to you, and the things that was given to me, I wasn't taking advantage of it.
Okay. Well, you obviously have a very strong input there, and we really appreciate you calling tonight.
And I'm going to continue to listen. I listen every Tuesday, and I just like the comments tonight. Thank you.
It's so beautiful. What you were just saying, and we really appreciate it. I think you have a very valid point. We encourage you to keep listening to WGAC and the Progressive Mind Show, and keep your comments coming, because this is how we build our community together. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a wonderful evening.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. Okay, David, please tell us about your upcoming event.
All right, so GPNA, Ghanaian Professionals of North America, is having a Gala Award event. It's also going to be official launching of our organization. This is the flyer. So long as you make it up, to WGAC, which is African Caribbean a radio station, you are qualified to be a member of GPNA. So, I'm extending our invitation to you guys to be on board. So this event is going to take place at Marriott Hotel, Midway Hotel Center. The address is 6520 South Cicero Avenue. It's going to be, again, Gala Award and launching. And the theme of the event is Principles of Financial Freedom, Benchmark for 21st Century Leadership.
Okay.
This event is one of the biggest events that we are putting together so far. And also, we are inviting, city officials, state officials,
nice.
Jesse White, Dorothy Brown, Governor, the ambassador to Ghana is going to be there. Great mentors in the community are going to be there. It's an environment also to network and also learn from other professionals. So it's a great event, not just to come and witness the award ceremony, but also to network and learn from one another. That is what we provide at GPNA. So at this time, again, it's October 20th. Please keep the date in mind. To get in the ballroom is $50. I think these days events of dinner or this type is $60 and above. But we definitely consider students, because our membership is full of students too. So we consider students. That's why we bring the price down. So this price is just going to break even for whatever we are spending. But the main goal is to network and share ideas from one another. And also we trying to launch or establish a scholarship fund for underprivileged students. So that is going to be the fundraiser aspect. So whatever you do to support this event, GPNA Gala Award event, know that you are contributing to help a needy student or underprivileged student that need assistance to go to school. So now we are accepting sponsors. If you want to sponsor right now, we bring our package down to $500 from $500 to $250. If you want to know the details about what the sponsorship package entails, please give us a call, 773-403-5073. Again, 773-403-5073. If you cannot even make the sponsorship, please help by purchasing an art book for your business or for your organization, or just bring somebody to the event, and together we can make the community grow.
Okay. if I were listening, I would like to, and I'm a millennial or a youth, I would like to join both of your groups. I'll be part of, I'll come to your events, hang out, network, meet new people, and then go to GPNA, learn about leadership, financial freedom. Okay. Talk to people who, have business connections, financial connections. I'm sure they have a lot of them in your group as well. And so I'll come there and, come here and get some. And, hey, I can't lose. It's a win-win either way.
Yep.
And one day, hopefully, we can do one big one with all of you.
Right.
In a big, that would be great. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, actually, every year we do African professionals networking mission, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, we do that every year. It's very massive. So knowing about your organization is something that we're going to extend invitation to you guys to be part of it, because I believe we are one people. It's just the diaspora is so divided. The fact that, most of you get here through slavery, and others get through migration, and others are born here. That is the separation of the diaspora. But besides we are all the same people.
Of the black people in the diaspora, right?
Yeah. These are the differences.
Yeah.
We are the same people, the same black.
Of course.
Just that we came differently. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
So we need to connect and come together and help one another.
I'm really glad you said that, because there's been this huge divide with Africans that come here. And of course, you spoke a little bit on it earlier, how they may act differently or entitled in some kind of way, like they're better than the African Americans that were born here. That whole separation within itself, that caused a huge divide between African Americans and Africans from Africa. And so by you just pointing that out, we're still one. We just came differently.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Okay, we have another caller. We'll take that caller, and then we'll go to the Facebook. We'll go to Facebook questions and comments. Fair?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Caller, please tell us your name and why you're calling.
Hi, I'm Akia Mallett. I'm a student. And this question for Cameron, you said before that, the Millennials never had faith within this institution. Do you believe that we can make an institution of our own that we could have faith in?
I think it's possible, but I guess from my perspective, I prefer that we also leveraged other communities as well. And so I definitely think it's important that we build our own, but I do think that we can also make money if we sell to others, or if we also do business with others as well in addition to that.
Okay.
All right, caller. So they're having an event this Sunday. Can you give us the details again? Maybe you can come and hang out with them. Go ahead.
So the event is Sunday. It is from 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. at Promontory Point in Hyde Park. Also, you can look us up, Chicago Black Millennials, and that's on Instagram and that's on Facebook, and also the Meetup app. So that's Chicago Black Millennials, and you can look us up on Instagram or Facebook or the meetup.com app.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you so much, caller. Have a wonderful evening. We appreciate you, and we appreciate your inputs, okay?
Okay, you too.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye. All right, so this is what is going on. Your event is coming up. Young people are listening. They're taking cue from what you're saying. They're seeing how they can connect to professionals and folks who can give them advice or maybe help them connect. Some of them may probably have started their own online companies or have some ideas. So these events, this like the one you're organizing, the one the GPNA is organizing, events like that gives you an eye opener. You meet people who can just pick you from one level to the other, and so it's very important. Okay, so a few comments here on Facebook. Sierra Miller has 2 long ones for us, so we'll try and do that, and then we'll go to Vaden, and then we'll try and do Tamela. Wow, Tamela maybe. Tamela Binion. Okay. That's what happens if you're not born in this country. If you're an African. Okay. So Sierra Miller says, and it's 34 minutes past 8 p.m. You're still listening to WGHC 98.3 FM. And we're on the Progressive Mind Show. It's, again, like I said, 34 minutes past the hour of 8. We will take a few questions on Facebook, and then we'll try to wrap up tonight's discussion. It's been wonderful so far, and thanks to the callers who have rung in and Facebook contributors. Samuel Enum just joined us. Rebecca Mode is also here. Big up to you. Or Patience Avonyo says, David, he said, David Ziga, way to go. And then Akia Marlet is also here. All right. So Sierra Miller says Maslow's hierarchy. Now we got to listen to this one very carefully because it's long. Maslow's hierarchy of needs comes to mind when we consider the reasons why many blacks don't seem supportive of the efforts of other blacks to strengthen our communities. Many of us are struggling to survive. Before we become self-actualized or even seek opportunities to reach this growth, we have to make sure we are literally being fed and literally receiving money. Ever notice that communities that are economically thriving have some of the most creative businesses, bicycle cafes, and such. Poor neighborhoods have many non-profit pimps that claim to cater to the basic needs of the community but remain there because those needs are seldomly fully met. And then she continues by saying that, have you all considered taking strategic efforts to buy out communities with your group base or create a money network so that no member is ever struggling financially? Do you ensure that food is provided at most of your events? Looks like Sarah Miller really likes food. She's interested in the food part. Okay, let's respond to Sarah Miller, and then we'll go to the other comments on Facebook. Who wants to go first on Sarah?
I can go.
Please.
Just in brief. Well, with this group, I know Cam and I, we started off with just, wanting to kick it. But the more I think about it, the more personally I would like to take this group to the community. As the caller before talked about how she's older and wants to be a part of it. Honestly, it takes everyone. It takes our elders, it takes us, and it takes the children to really have a community. And what I would like to see CBM become, not just for Chicago, but for every city that has predominantly black people. But with that, too, building a community center, having an organization where, we're not just online, but we're also in the community giving back, too, as well. And that's one of the goals. We're working. We're still trying to figure it out, but that is my personal goal and how I would like to see CBM, because we're more than just kicking it and partying. We are really people who want to see a difference in our communities because we all come from different backgrounds.
Is Sierra right about the Maslow's hierarchy of success and the issue of how, well, because we don't have it in the black community, that's why we do the way we do things, and the thriving communities have it going for them because they...
So I'm a big fan of Maslow's hierarchy. I think that from my perspective, I guess typically more of a not-for-profit will be targeting the lower portions of it. For us, it's more the psychological needs and stuff like that and senses of belonging and stuff like that. So I think that our group is definitely geared towards that middle level. That could be why there's sort of a self-selection when it comes to people who gravitate towards the group versus those we have to reach out for. Yeah, that's what I would say.
David, you wanted to say something?
Yes, I think the best way to handle this is, first of all, as institutions or as organizations, we have to, first of all, research or try to know the need of the community and see if that is in line with the services we are providing. In that way, if we go into the community, they will get the full benefit of what we have for them.
Okay, so you're thinking, okay, I think you will make very excellent points. So you're targeting the middle part of the Maslow hierarchy. And all right, so for those who may not necessarily understand what Maslow hierarchy of needs is, since you are a good student of the fan of it, can you help break it down in the layman's terms?
Yeah. So basically, what the Maslow hierarchy does is it's a triangle that was created by this economist.
I think it's economist,
Maslow.
right?
I can't remember.
Well, psychologist, economist, whatever. He's a scholar.
But yeah. So basically, he says that in order to achieve these higher levels of well-being or security or safety within ourselves, we have to first take care of these basic necessities.
Right.
And so before you can focus on what your feelings are, you have to make sure you have food and shelter.
Right.
And then before you can focus on the next level, so it's a consistent thing where once you take care of those basic essentials, you can move up to that next level. And so for us, we're definitely targeting people that already have food and shelter accommodated for. So I will say that we definitely try to volunteer and stuff like that. But predominantly, a lot of the people that do come to our group do have those basic necessities taken care of, and then are looking more for that social aspect, and hopefully getting to that self-actualization at the top.
Right, which is, so basic needs taken care of, that's at the base of the pyramid or the triangle that you mentioned, and then the middle part is where, okay, I have a job now, I'm earning income, I can buy a car, I can pay my car notes, I can rent a place, okay, so I'm good. And then after that, you were looking for something greater. Okay, now I have this. What next? Okay, let me move up let me try and move up from where I am to the top. So that is where you have a penthouse, you've bought stocks, you've bought Bitcoin, and you're like, man, I'm balling. So I think that's where actualization is, right? And you guys are targeting the middle and the bottom. But basically, you said the guys in the bottom are already taking care of their basic needs. And so you don't necessarily target those people because it's already there.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, but you also make room for people who have not actually met those basic needs. There's room for those people to come in, right?
Yeah. If they want to become part of the group, we're more than happy to have them in the group. In terms of we're better at providing, I guess, psychological and social support as opposed to financial or food-related support or shelter.
So that's where GPNA comes in.
Yes.
So folks who are like the basics or do not even have the basics, when they join the GPNA, they get to benefits from stuff such as what?
GPNA
you said scholarship.
Scholarship and stuff like that. But GPNA is now only focused on the basic needs. Again, most of us, the members, we already have the basic needs, as you also said.
Right.
Our goal is we want to make sure and help mentor, educate one another, provide the platform so that we all get to that self-actualization level. But besides that, we do some charitable activities. Anytime we're doing an event, we make sure we bring food more than enough. So what we do is after the program, we will go to the homeless and give it to them on the street of Chicago.
You mean give the excess food?
Yeah. No, it's not extra food. Let's not call it excess food, like extra food, because some of this food haven't been touched. It's just like maybe we bring 6 packs of water. We need only 2.
Okay.
The rest we take the packs to, the homeless, drinks and things like that. We also do clothing and food drive that we give to homeless here in Chicago, and also we send to Africa to support needy family. Besides that, we also mentor the young ones. I can say for fact that we mentor at least 2 high school dropouts to get their diploma.
Oh, wow.
And besides that, if you don't have accommodation, and we do our best to also provide that for you to start. So we can help and provide the basic for you to step up. But anybody that is coming to GPNA, what we want to do is that the person should have a vision. We don't want people to just come and just stay like that. No, you should have a vision from step 1 to step 2, step 3, and moving up, because that is the professional development that we want to do.
Okay. If you want to go to one of these events, especially if you're someone who loves foods, I would advise, my personal advice is go to GPNA.
Yeah, we mostly drink over here.
All right.
We provide the drinks and they provide the food.
Yeah,
How about that?
Next time we do it together.
We'll do it together. Right. You bring all the meat and the food, they bring all the drinks.
Yeah, but so let's not, miss the main point. The main point for this organization is not only in the food. It's about education.
Life.
It's about, life. It's about, self-accomplishment. It's about helping one another.
Hope,
to move
providing
forward.
love, unity.
Yes, and things like that. So because GPNA, the organization is full of various professionals, right? So if you need help with a lawyer, like some of you need today, we provided that assistance. And if you need help with
a doctor, medical doctor,
or want to go to school,
or engineer,
we have all those resources. If we cannot find it among the membership, we have mentors who are very experienced in the field, very successful, that can supply all those kind of things. But we don't forget the community and the basic needs that we have to help them with.
Okay, brilliant. 15 minutes to 9 p.m. Very soon, we would have to bring the conversation to an end. And then make room for Straight Talk, an Igbo show. Okay, this is, if you want to talk about politics or know more about politics, this is the show that you don't want to miss. They go deep, all right? Yeah, okay. We want to acknowledge our Facebook followers. Thank you all for your contributions so far on Facebook. Please share the feed, okay? What we're discussing is very, very vital. It's good for our society. So please share the feed, all right? Inez Turner, I haven't seen you share the feed yet, so I'm going to put you on the spot. Yeah, I'm just kidding, okay? But please help share the feed for us. And then Timla, Ikea, Marlet, all of you, please help share the feed for us. She says, Inez Turner says, right on, sis. I remember the time when each neighborhood had one. Several times a year, there were sporting events so neighborhoods could converge as one. It was similar to what high schools do today. And then Miss Sarah says, you guys are doing a great job, and definitely organizations like this shapes help millennials, both professionals and unprofessionals. Miss Sarah, thank you so much for chiming in. Thank you. I hope you're doing well. God bless your heart. Togbe hododio, ahododio naolo, aho. And Timla says again, it's something we can do even if we are struggling. You have to start small, even if it's given a shirt to another person for an interview. Looks like Timla has done something. I think she's literally given a shirt to somebody who's going for an interview, the way she was specific with her comment. But if you've done that, God bless your heart. That is what our society has to be. And then Boyo Doc says, brilliant. Tony, the financial guru, is watching us. Tony, blessings to you and your family. Johnny Woods is here. If Johnny Woods is not here, that means we're not having a show. Number one follower, number one fan, always supporting us. God bless your heart, Johnny Woods. And then Tony says, great discussions. Thank you so much, Tony. Vaden Denzel says, mentors are important, especially for youth that are fatherless. Powerful point. For example, if they don't having anything in common, then it may be awkward or uncomfortable for youth to be placed with individuals that's stranger to them, like myself when I was younger. Very, very, very valid point. Sorry I couldn't able to articulate your point very clearly. Pardon me for that. And then Akia Marlet says, share all okay. She says she shares all the time. Just got post the impact of this show. Well, thank you so much. She says she shares the page all the time. Okay, thank you for doing it again this time. And Temla says, I love this show. We love you too, Temla. Who knows? You know Temla? Okay, you don't know. Okay, she's been giving wonderful comments. So, Temla, one day I'll buy lunch for all the good comments you're giving us and for your support. If we were buying lunch for all our fans, we'll go broke. So just no. But what I'm saying is, we love you. We really, really appreciate you. Let's keep building our community with these dialogues and with the contributions that you're bringing in, because this is how we learn. Regina Yaobin also just joined us. And then last comment from Inez Turner says, she says, mentors can also shine a light to the mentee, opening the mind to boundless opportunities. And then Patience Avonio says, well done to you all. You are doing an extraordinary job. I think that goes to you, my guest. Okay, a few minutes. I'll give you a minute to, lastly, I would like us to tell us, before I'll give you your last words, in 30 seconds, can you tell us the opportunities that you think that are available in this country so that folks that are listening to us, somebody who's lost hope, can take home and say, you know what, all is not lost, because there's so many people who are going through things right now. And so what would you say as a millennial, young millennial, that you have noticed as the opportunities in this country that you have come to see, that you have taken advantage of, that you think somebody should look out for or somebody should be hopeful for today?
I can start. Just the group that me and Tia formed, like the experience we had, we learned through the experience. But also, in addition to that, we also learned by just going online and researching stuff and getting feedback from other people and others in our community. And so it's something where if you start putting in the effort, there's people along the way that'll help you directly, indirectly, expected, even unexpected. And so once you start making those efforts, especially if you surround yourself with groups like ours or his, there are communities that can help you push yourself forward.
Tia, apart from, okay, Tia, go ahead. Anything that somebody can hang on and say, you know what, I'm hopeful today because of what Tia said, with linking it to the opportunities that is available in this country, what the opportunity that this country provides us.
I just want to say this. Last year, I lost my job where I was making some great money and didn't want to leave. So that was a whole situation with that, just losing my job. I've never lost a job before, especially being the top in the industry that I was in. And now, with all of that, a year later, I have my own business. I can say that if you have the skills, and you know what you want to do, even if you don't have the skills, but you know in your heart that you're supposed to do something on this earth, do it. My full name is Katia, and that right there, my mom, made it up, but she said it was meaning Queen of Beauty. And with that, I've been the top in every company that I've been at, and now just owning my name, Queen of Beauty, having my own beauty line, just says that, you never know where life can take you, but if you keep going, you will get there. It's never how you start, it's how you finish.
David?
Yes, I would say the greatest opportunity that we have out there
in this country
is it belongs to the right network.
Belonging to the right network.
Because that will go a long way to enhance your professional development or achieve whatever you want to achieve.
Would you say personally that this country has given you a lot of opportunities?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of opportunity. When I first, we have to use what we have, to build on and reach our goal. So like when I first got here, I want to go to school.
Briefly though, because your time is coming up. No, he's my personal friend, so I know I can mess with him.
Yeah, so it's like, quickly what I have to do is to show the school that I can play soccer and use soccer to go to school, which I get scholarship, and I build from there. So use what you have, the asset that God has given you or the talent, and build on that. And don't be afraid of stepping out of your comfort zone, because that is the only way you can definitely make it.
That's beautiful. All right. Now, your closing remarks. How can people get to join your group? What should they look out for when they join? And then how, of course, and then maybe stress if you can the last information regarding your event again, because I want people to know that hey, the Sunday is popping, and so how can people, if you can just put it in 30 seconds for us so we can wrap up. We have 2 minutes, so we'll play that.
Well, yeah, you can find us on meetup.com under Chicago Black Millennials, Facebook and Instagram. Our event is this Sunday, weather permitting, at the Point in Hyde Park from 3 to 11. You can find us at the Pits. We will post everything on how to find us inside of the groups. And then lastly, I want to plug in my company, eclectic.co, EKLECTIC.co, handmade products, and it's for the people.
Do you have a website?
Yeah, I just said it.
Oh, that was a website. Wow, that was so quick. Okay.
You said 30 seconds, man.
Yeah. Wow. Is that an email too? Did you give
Yeah, I mean that's where you can find more. Tia.love at eclectic.com. It's EKLECTIC.co. Sorry.
Okay.
And that's one on Instagram, Twitter, and social media. I just launched this stuff literally last night today. So please follow, and launch is Black Friday.
Is there a phone number too, or you want to?
No.
Not phone number now. Okay. Cameron, is there any other gig that you would like to plug in personally?
No, just one more time. That's Chicago Black Millennials, and you can find us on Facebook or Instagram or the meetup.com website.
Okay. David, please.
Yes, Ghanaian Professionals of North America. We are on all the social media platforms that you can say. Just, search our name and you'll find us. If you want to reach us, it's 773-403-503 or go to www.gpna1957.com. That's our website. Or go to gpna1957@gmail.com to give us and send us an email. But don't forget that October 20th is the event. You can come in. Everybody is welcome to partake in this event. We are open to everybody, but the only thing is that we don't necessarily accept everybody. You have to come with a goal. You have to come with a plan for your life. Those are the people we want, people with a vision and a goal. That is what we want. So I'll see you all October 20th at Midway Hotel Center. The address again is 6520 South Cicero Avenue. It's just by the Midway. And to get in the ballroom is $50. We are also calling for sponsors and people to buy art books. So come on in. Let's build our community together. One of the most important thing is that if you are very successful, success does not determine your bank account does not determine your success. It's about how you use that wealth to impact the life of somebody. The same applies to experience. If you say you have experience, so much experience, what do you use your experience for apart from making money for yourself? Use that to positively impact somebody's life. Yes. That is what GPNA is about. So come on in. Let's do it.
And Ralph Ellison also said, and Ralph Ellison is a scholar, he's tutored to be one of the scholars, god of scholars in America. Ralph Ellison, he said that education is all about for building bridges. What is the essence of education if you cannot build bridges, if you cannot reach out to impact, like you said, to the less privileged or the people that need it most? We have to build bridges. And so ask yourself, what bridge have you discovered to build? Find a bridge and build it. Okay. That would be the end of our discussion this evening. The Progressive Minds was brought to you by, with the help, sponsored by Grace International Restaurant. Grace International African Restaurant is on the north side of Chicago. If you're looking for bangkun and okro, the best in the world, you have to come to this restaurant. They have the most delicious. The mention of the food is making me choke already. I'm salivating. You have the best of African food, the best of jollof, which is so people are going to have jollof at the event, right?
I mean, they have to get it to see.
No, I'm saying there's going to be abundance of jollof, African food.
Yeah,
Okay.
You have to get it to
represent.
All right. Yeah. So you are guaranteed jollof and food at the GPNA Gala, but you are not guaranteed food at
Tamala, are you listening? Tamala, are you listening?
We guarantee food, but we don't want to mention the kind of food at GPNA event. It's going to be a surprise.
Okay, Patricia Wulsu, Regina Obeng, Ines Turner, Tamla, Tony, Vaden, Sierra, Miss Sarah, all of you, Rebecca, everybody that joined. Everybody that joined us this evening, we say God bless you. Remember that Henry Ford said, and this is just paraphrasing him, coming together is a beginning. Staying together is a progress. But actually staying and working together as a team is success. Keep this in mind and help build our community. Remember, it's wgacfm.org. Go on there and donate to us. You will get a tax. You can deduct it from your taxes as we are a 501c3 company. Also bear in mind that our next event, be on the lookout. Our next event is coming up. We'll be announcing it soon. Follow our social media pages and you'll get more information. If you have any comment or didn't get an answer, and the question answered correctly or properly, inbox me at info.progressiveminds@gmail.com. info.progressiveminds@gmail.com. All right, we got to make way for the next show. Thank you all. Remember, to whom much is given, much is required. This has been the Progressive Mind Show with your host, Alinko. God bless you. Bye-bye.
WGHC 98 FM. Your voice, your music, your station.
You're listening to WGHC 98.3 FM.
Spoil you, but we are nothing's friend. From see you the first time, want to trust since then. Gonna spoil you, get anything you like, long as you are right there.